Every time a pope enters the Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo's frescoes remind him that he will have to answer to God for his leadership of the Catholic Church. That's why it's here that the Church holds the meetings or conclaves to elect the successor of the Apostle Peter. Joseph Ratzinger entered this sacred hall as a cardinal and walked out Pope Benedict XVI.
Annuncio vobis gaudium magnum. Habemus papam.
Dopo il grande Papa Giovanni Paolo II, i signori cardinali hanno eletto me, un semplice, umile lavoratore nella vigna del Signore.
The Pope's first decision is to choose a new name, which indicates the style of his pontificate. Ratzinger chose Benedict, a 4th century saint who preserved and passed on the culture of the ancient world through his monasteries.
Christianity in that world was a kind of small presence, but it was a small presence that had a large impact because of its passion, its commitment, and its unity. And I think this Pope Benedict sees the contemporary situation of Christianity in something of the same way. The world in which the Church set the tone, the world in which the Church dominated the culture, is over.
But the new name also evoked memories of a pope who had governed the Catholic Church 90 years earlier, Benedict XV.
I remember Pope Benedict XV, that courageous prophet of peace, who guided the Church through turbulent times of war. In his footsteps, I place my ministry in the service of reconciliation and harmony between peoples.
Pope Benedict XVI is from Germany, the key player in the last 2 world wars. Yet he began his pontificate taking the name of a defender of peace. Benedict XV warned the countries involved in World War I that it was a useless slaughter, and once it was over, he urged the victors not to humiliate their adversaries. But they didn't heed his advice, and Germany's wounds never completely healed. 20 years later, World War II broke out. In September of 1939, Hitler invaded Poland. Joseph Ratzinger was just 12 years old, but witnessing his parents' suffering, he knew that tough times lay ahead.
The Ratzinger family was anti-Nazi from the beginning. His father actually resigned. He took early retirement as a policeman to avoid being sucked into the brown shirts and being sucked into the National Socialist movement.
By now, Hitler had already silenced almost every free voice in Germany. Those who didn't agree with the regime disappeared off the map. Then Hitler intensified propaganda, militarized life in the country, and forced children older than 10 to join Nazi youth groups.
It's very hard to understand how totalitarian societies, how they grab, they know that the treasure of of every family are the children, so they want to have the children.
The young Joseph Ratzinger was involuntarily enrolled in the Hitler Youth. That is, he was enrolled against his will. And as a matter of fact, he never went to a Hitler Youth meeting, and he never picked up his membership card.